Fam was good. It's your boy Thou, FamOverTV. I appreciate everybody tapping into the channel, showing love, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. Today, we about to tap back into part 2 of the professional sports conspiracies. So yeah, let's get into that.
Fam over.
What was these late ass calls, bro? It's even a... Bro, nobody even touched him. Nobody touched Paolo. Maybe a ghost. That's about it. He complains. And then bro calls a foul and one. Dog, what? What are we doing?
I never, and I know a lot of people never believe you were by yourself. And we just always kind of just saw a trend. Like when you went through your stuff, we slowly but surely start seeing a few key refs falling off the wayside, but they still kind of had key roles within the
ESPN,
Fox. They can do all these different stuff within they keep a check basically within the referees. But we always
Bonzi, why do you think that is?
I mean, and that's what we always thought, and we never could prove it. But were those some unofficial company men that maybe could have got found out that they tried to ground? So basically, we wouldn't go inquiring to them on
Absolutely. Absolutely. You look at the history of hiring these veteran referees after the fact and all behind the scenes getting these jobs, making $100 grand for basically doing nothing. And that was to protect the whole, scandal. Phil Scala, who was the supervisory special agent, recently came out and said, there were a lot of things that the NBA did that, was not on the up and up. And he may not want to, admit this, but, there were 7 or 8 other referees and people within the league office that they wanted indicted, and it got swept under the rug at the highest level of government.
Wow.
There was congressional hearings that they wanted to have, and it got stopped at the highest level of government.
Yeah, that money was involved somewhere. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Right. You look at Enron just collapsing not too far before that, and the last thing they wanted was the NBA being exposed to be, something like the pro wrestling. So
would you say back then, and I can't talk about it now because I'm not involved with the NBA now. I'm not playing or even really watch too many games of that matter. I focus more on high school ball now. But so back then, would you say that a majority of refs got these emails about not only myself but AI, Chauncey, Raja, Steve Jack, with having these different games, y'all reffing these different games? Was it emails or mandates handed down to y'all like, look, y'all
never
make
anything
sure
in writing, always just, in morning meetings, listen, these guys step out of line, do it. Or a guy like Jabby, he was the top guy. He could do whatever he wanted to do. And they were always going to have him reffing, game 6 and 7 in the NBA finals. You talk about this thing being shut down at the highest level. This is how it was shut down. When you think about this, it's going to blow your mind. The guy who ran the Eastern District of New York, the head United States attorney, his name was Greg Andres. You never saw him during this whole thing. He had other people below him that were out being the puppets to the whole thing. After the scandal, within a year, he stopped working for the Eastern District of New York. He went into a private practice and handled all the outside legal counsel for the NBA. Within a year. Now, you tell me behind the scenes that wasn't being done. Not only that, David Stern offered Phil Scala, who was the supervisory special agent for the FBI, a job before the whole thing was even over because he wanted to have him, under his thumb. He was hoping I went to jail for 10 years and was never able to talk.
I told y'all, and everybody think I'm fucking crazy with the things that I was saying about Stern and all of that. Everybody thinks she's so crazy and militant. I told y'all.
That's a former referee, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's Tim Donahue. You know what I'm saying? He been in it. And I definitely think they've been rigging some games. Like some of these games I've been watching and everything. I'm like, man, it's like blatantly just they make the game go in favor of somebody else. I mean, one of the teams. It's like you can see it. But comment below, let me know what you think.
Vindication feels so fucking great.
But you are crazy, Sheep. But
Sometimes I am.
The easiest group to manipulate is referees. All you do is just figure out their habits, get inside their habits, then you have them by the balls, right? You want to make a little extra money. You know, if a referee is making 20 grand per, they don't make 20 grand per game, right? But if someone offers them 20 grand for this game and says, all right, over under 212, right? The money's on the over. You would never know he rigged that game because he's going to rig it in the favor of the stars.
Wow. Let him score.
So now you're playing in that game. This is a game you're going to have 40-50 because all I have to do is just blow the whistle every time I think you got touched. You have a 3 and it's crushing the ball, and 1. 3 go in. All I'm doing is just putting points on the board.
Free throws.
So this is not a game you can see that, oh, this is, you know what I mean? I'm calling it and 1. You know, that's when you get all of that. I'm not going to foul you out. I'm not going to foul you out.
They can swing
Right?
it
I'm
without
gonna call
y'all
a bunch of fouls
seeing
on a
it.
whole bunch of people that have no importance to this. I want you to score 40. I want you to score 40 because the number rises.
Wow.
The NBA is investigating a referee for using a burner account and rigging games. NBA referee Eric Lewis is in his 19th season as a ref, and you may remember him from being the guy that missed this LeBron call that made him throw a giant grown man temper tantrum on the floor, and he's also the ref that Pat Bev walked up to and showed the camera. But the NBA is now investigating whether or not Eric Lewis has been using a burner account on Twitter to defend himself in discussions online. Some Twitter sleuths seem to have figured out that Lewis was using an account to anonymously defend himself. The account in question is called Blair Cutliff. Blair is his wife's maiden name and also the name of one of Lewis's children. At the time that the people tracked the account, it had no followers and was following just 5 people. The 5 accounts were the NBA's official account, 3 accounts related to NBA officials, and then the George Mason women basketball team, which Lewis's wife is one of the coaches of. So this is all troubling for the NBA, not because it's a burner account, but because Lewis has constantly been blowing major calls this season, and he was just the referee that reacted super pissed off this Jimmy Butler bucket against the Celtics. Now this is interesting because if you look at this post from Lewis's wife, they are obvious Celtics fans.
I seen that. I seen when he made that facial expression. They put that all on the news and everything. Like he was mad. He was mad the Celtics lost to the Miami Heat. But listen, if they got all these speculations about him, they think he's doing all this crazy stuff and everything. And it's, I mean, he didn't have the dealings and everything. He didn't been doing this stuff. Why is he still reffing? Get his ass out of there.
And the way he tweets defends that. So this is all he'll be ball. We'll keep you updated on this situation.
Rasheed Wallace explains why the NBA is rigged. Must watch to the end.
Because he D'ing up Kobe. And then here it is, what happened. When Raja first started to became that defensive presence, locking motherfuckers up. Now you got Phoenix versus LA Sunday afternoon, NBC. Hey, before the motherfucking 10-minute mark, Roger Bell got 2 fouls. Now he's on the bench. No, we been in the locker room. Remember I was talking about the notes he'll look at? She just said, like, man, Bonds, man, we're going to get 2 fouls in the first quarter. Like, and I'm young. I'm like, man, you tripping, bro. And we always got 2 fouls in the first quarter. But the big games, you know, the big games, the Lakers or wherever else, it was the big game that week. We always got it. One of us would always get it, or both of us. And it would just be crazy. And I used to be like, man, this dude, like I thought, you know, everybody thought he was crazy, but I used to be like, man, this dude know what he's talking about because he would just call out so much shit and look back on it. He was calling out everything. And, you know, it sucked.
Man, that's crazy. Like, and they play. That's Rasheed Wallace. He know what's up. Like, they know what's up. They know what's going on, man. They know what's going on. And it's just not the NBA. So it's all the sports. They doing it's entertainment now. It's all entertainment. You don't know what's real. Comment below. Let me know what y'all think.
The
most legit evidence the NBA is rigged. I can't believe this is real, but it is. At one point, an NBA ref named Tim Donaghy was giving picks to the Mafia on games he officiated, but a current ref might have been involved too. While Donaghy was in the NBA, he called Scott Foster 134 times. The only other person he called more, his Mafia Connect. Oh, refs call each other all the time. No, Donaghy called other refs, not Foster, just 13 times. So that's 150 calls to the Mafia, 134 to Scott Foster.
I don't know how Scott
13
Foster
to
is
other
still
refs.
reffing.
Weird.
This is absolutely sickening from the refs tonight. Terry McLaurin checked not once, but twice with the refs to make sure he was in a legal formation. The Commanders scored, and guess what? The refs called it back. Unreal.
I seen this crazy stat. Eric Lewis, he was in charge of the refs that night. He was the head ref. Turns out the Celtics are 36-2 when he referees the Celtics. Are you telling me there is no need for investigating this? The foul was clear. Oh my God. The king can't get a call. I want an investigation. The same people that go after Pablo Escobar, El Chapo, I need them on this case.
Man, I was so mad when they had called that.
Who is going to guard Jason Tatum tonight? I mean, those final 3 minutes, just a handful of offensive possessions for him in that last quarter.
Look how mad he get.
3 turnovers. What was the strategy?
Don't be Batman. Don't be the mask. It's okay.
You know, with the referees, that's why I was just saying, as I got older, I didn't have to do all the cussing or come with attitudes. No, I'm just hitting them with logic now. Like, oh, so y'all got that email last night, huh? Oh, then they flare all up. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I know about y'all email shit. No, let's not forget that. I know about that. Man, look, it's been an ongoing
you're
war.
referring to emails from the league.
The NBA used to hate Rasheed Wallace.
This is what we discussed in Whistleblower, but emails from the league that are telling the referees to officiate the game in a certain way and against certain players.
Yeah,
and so you were cognizant of that. At the time.
Oh, yeah, I was very, because to me, I saw it. And he'll tell you what I always used to say. Y'all making it too obvious.
I thought he was crazy.
Y'all making it too obvious, too blatant. Y'all making it too obvious. I said, y'all want the fans to be able to watch the games, but y'all sitting up here calling a lot of these bullshit calls is doing what? Slowing down the game. Y'all want the fans to see the dunks and all that shit. Yeah. So call that shit both ways, or don't call that shit at all.
You can't tell me there's no collusion between the NBA and the referees in trying to extend these playoff series. 3 different playoff games that were 2-1 series had the losing team shoot 40-plus free throws. There's got to be some collusion going on. The big one's been obviously Scott Foster, who officiated the Sixers game that the Sixers lost in Game 4, and then the Suns-Pelicans game yesterday. Just a lot of collusion going on. It's not really a good look. I get they want to extend series, but this is unethical, unacceptable.
In 1994, Steve Jabbie was a rookie ref, and during the season had ejected a fan, a mascot, and a trainer. During a Portland Trailblazers game, Jabbie ejected broadcaster Mike Rice. Jabbie had made a bad call, and Rice had put his hands on his head in disbelief. Jabbie ran over and ejected Rice from the game.
What? They clear it out. Curry looking to win it. Curry drives, floats, the flick, and Stephen Curry with 0.2 seconds had the step. They're going to review it. That's a goal team.
Yep, that's a goal team. He touched it.
Okay, so for all of you who are about to say sports aren't scripted, bear with me. I'm very drunk right now. This is the Bruins game, okay? And you see the score in the top left? 3-2 Boston, minute 28 left. This is live on TV. I just rewound it. I am going to now play this. You are going to see TNT flash goal Panthers before the Panthers score the goal. And we're live. That's it? Okay, watch. 3-2. Minute 28 left. Game 7 of the playoffs. This may take a second. I probably should have waited. So you're going to see 3-2. Keep your eye on the top left. Goal. right? No one scored. No one scored. TNT said Florida scored. We're waiting. We're waiting. Nothing. We're waiting. Waiting. Still 3-2. TNT said Florida scored. Pass. Goal. Panthers. How the fuck did TNT know Florida was going to score?
Unless it was
20
an
seconds
accident.
before they scored the fucking goal.
Somebody accidentally pushed the button.
Someone fucking explain that to me. And then tell me this shit isn't on a script. How the fuck did that just happen?
It's funny, man. Watching these videos make me not want to bet on none of the games anymore. I still be going to bet on my football games, NFL and stuff like that, even though I know it's rigged. And it's not. It's rigged because just how they saying it's rigged. The referees are swinging the games. They can swing a game any way they want to by the way they call in the game. So, but I still take my dumb self into that casino and give them my money. Sometimes they give me some money too, though. But y'all comment below, like that video too. Like it. Let's go.
It's funny. Before we started taping, Arian was telling me about how the NFL is rigged and how every year he used to get a script.
Yeah.
Day one of training camp that would get dropped off at his locker. And you would have to, you know, it was like week 1, you'll do this. Week 2, you're going to have a hamstring injury. Week 3, this is going to happen.
Yeah.
Week 4, you're going to get 3 touchdowns. And so then you just have to, did you memorize those before the season started? Or would you go and rehearse the script before every game?
We were really dedicated to it. So it was more so like, that's what practice was about. It was about practicing the script. Like, this is what goes on and this is what we have to do in order to,
And this referee is going to miss this call.
Yeah,
because
we
they
do.
hate you
Yeah.
and they love the Colts,
Yeah,
that
it's
sort
like,
of thing.
WWF, so it's like, you know, we know what's going to happen, but you still got to put on a show.
Yeah.
What did you think when you got the script in 2016 that said your career was going to fall off a cliff when you stopped believing in God?
That was 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they can rig boxing, what other sport is fake?
Swear the testimony you will give this subcommittee will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
My name is Michael Francis. I am here today to testify about the ties between organized crime and professional boxing, a subject which I can discuss based on a great deal of first-hand knowledge since I was involved in both. I was a capo in the Colombo La Cosa Nostra crime family. My father was at one time the underboss. It was through my father that my brother and I got interested in professional boxing. He owned interests in several boxers, including Rocky Graziano, and was involved in business deals with several boxing promoters. When I was inducted into the Colombo family on October 31st, 1975, I was assigned initially to Andrew Russo, one of the Capo regimes. At that time, Russo owned a middleweight boxer named Vito Antifermo, who eventually became the middleweight champion. Myself and other family members were often told in advance what the outcome would be of many of Antifermo's fights. This enabled us to bet successfully on these bouts. When Russo would meet with other managers and fight promoters regarding Antifermo's opponents, the bouts would be arranged and certain family members would be assured of the outcome.
We give ourselves a chance. I think so.
And the same way they was doing it back then, they still doing it now. Like, fights are being rigged. I definitely think fights are being rigged. I think, like, Mayweather, when he was fighting at the end of his career, he was so rich and made so much money, like, and he didn't want to go out with a blemish on his record. So I think he was paying other people under the table as well, giving them extras on top of their contract for them not to, like, you know, go too hard. Just make it an exhibition, man. Take this dive, but here you go, a couple extra million or 5, 10 million, whatever, and we're gonna be all right. I'm gonna retire with no blemishes and it's gonna go like that. I don't know though. That's just my theory because some of those fighters weren't going hard as they usually fight when they was fighting Mayweather. But y'all comment below and let me know what y'all think too. And did y'all hear my man say he stopped believing in God and the football player? But yeah, that was crazy, man. Comment below, like the video.
Chance. I think some of those some of the things that we couldn't control the game a little bit in the fourth quarter. That's unfortunate, but kudos to Miami. They played some really good ball tonight, and we was able to match their intensity, and we played some good ball as well, but they was able to get the 1-point win.
LeBron Darvin told us that he was teed up based on the feedback he was giving to the referees, not feeling like there was consistency, an explanation for waste being called, and also he said LeBron's not flopping out there, and he's only getting 4 free throw attempts. How do you feel like you were officiated tonight in this season?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the explanations of what they're telling me are not consistent with what's actually happening on the floor.
I don't know how you guys bet on games because I didn't even know how I was going to do in games. I would go into some games, and this is whenever I was having Pro Bowl seasons. I would have no clue how I was going to be. Like, you know what? Knee feels terrible today. Hip is very tight. Groin hurts somehow. My ass hurts somehow. And I'm supposed to punt with 40-mile-an-hour winds. If we're backed up and I hit a shank, that's an automatic touchdown for the other team. Are you Italians that are setting the lines accounting for that in the over-under for me being the punter hitting a shank today because my groin hurts because of a potential fornication session with my fiance last night? Like, are you accounting for that? And then now that I'm diving into it even more, I think they are. Like, I think somehow last night I called that game. It was an 11-point spread. Okay? Navy was getting 11 against Memphis. The last 2 times they met, it came down to 3 points, basically. It was just a very close game, a barn burner, running the triple option. They're going to have the ball a lot. And in the first half, they absolutely dominated Memphis, but they were only up 6, right? Only up 6. Memphis was dead in the water, couldn't do anything. They had a kickoff return to the house. If not for that, it's a wide open game. And I even made mention to it in the second quarter. I said, how do these people in the Vegas think it's going to be in the desert think it's a 10.5? What a bunch of idiots, basically, is what I said. Then it actually moved up to 11 right before game time. And lo and behold, that game ended with a 12-point victory by Memphis. I have no idea how they could have predicted.
Now listen, when it comes to Vegas, I don't know who picking the sports lines. I don't know how they doing it. I still don't know how. I don't know what is it. Just the computer system just pushing the numbers out. Whatever they're doing, it's amazing how they be picking these lines and know that these games are gonna finish how they want them. How they want them to finish. Even though I know referees swing the games and everything, that is difficult to know every game, all the sports, know the lines to like how it's gonna end and be close to it. Sometimes it be off, but most of the time close to it. I don't know, man. Let's listen to this referee, Tim Donahue interview. One more interview, and then I'll see what y'all got to say, man. Let's get it.
Similar to this, and they, will start showing tape and plays from the previous games and show you plays that were missed. And there are always going to be calls that you need to make that's going to favor that team that's down in the series. And that's how they program and train the referees to go out there and put a team at an advantage or a disadvantage. And, as a referee, you're watching these plays on the big screen TV, and you're going to go out and you're going to make those calls, and you're going to do it because you're getting graded based on what they're telling you to call, and you want to be an official that moves up into the next round of the playoffs and, makes the extra $25,000, $30,000 per round. So you're going to want the best grade possible, so you're going to do exactly what they tell you to do. I remember there was travels called on Yao Ming, illegal screens, and all of a sudden he's on the bench, and there's a problem, and Dallas, like I said, wins the next 2 games and ends up winning that series in 7. So that's why Van Gundy was so furious, because how many series are you up 2 games to none, right, going to your home floor, and you end up winning or end up losing in 7 games? Not too often.
Yeah, not too often.
Dick Bavetta constantly said that he was put on game 6s to make sure they went to game 7s. He claimed he was the NBA's go-to guy, and he discussed that a lot with a lot of the referees. So he was on a lot of those famous games where
he's not lying.
The Lakers could have been knocked out, and they weren't, in game 7s, and they ended up winning game 7s. That famous one with the Kings and the Lakers, and then there was another famous one with the Portland Trailblazers and the Lakers, where
the 2000 Western Conference Finals.
Right? Yeah, where the Lakers shot like 25 free throws in the fourth quarter, and the Trailblazers had a great team that year, and probably could have went on to win the championship, just like the Kings should have went on to win the championship that year, but ended up losing that Game 7 in Sacramento. But, basically they won that Game 6 if it wasn't for the way, the whistles went against them in that fourth quarter.
Right. All right, so you can watch the rest of this interview on YouTube. It's about an hour and a half long, and here's the channel name right here. But yeah, everything he's saying in his interview is only merely scratching the surface. If you didn't know, now you know. The world is a stage, and the people who run it do their best to keep you distracted. And one of the most successful ways is through entertainment. Now, as far as the NBA, its ratings have taken a dip in the past few years. Therefore, you're seeing them quickly try to take initiative by incorporating all these new ideas like the play-in, and I heard this upcoming year they're going to be attempting like this new mid-season tournament or something. But what they're also realizing is that nowadays people are more attracted to the drama of an NBA season more so than the actual games. And I used to really believe that the news I heard surrounding these superstar players was real. I mean, some could be, but I'm about to break down how most of these stories are actually bullshit. First things first, Ja Morant. Now this shit was so obvious, man. Like, I mean, I get it. He might not be fully mature yet, but come on now. Anybody with just a little bit of sense ain't gonna make the same mistake twice, knowing you have a whole max contract right in your hands. I don't care what nobody say. I just don't believe he that dumb. Like, he was literally trying not to laugh when Jalen Rose interviewed him because he knows some bullshit. Like, y'all really think these players will be given that type of money for no reason? Really? I know they draw fans, but y'all gotta understand corporate America. It's all a business. They're not just gonna give you $250 million and all you gotta do is practice and show up to the games and perform. No different than any other celebrities with large, high-paying contracts. Athletes are controlled. They sign NDAs too and all that. When you have a superstar personality and the talent to back it up, I believe that's how you get picked. Someone like Ja Morant, I believe he was handpicked to be the new age Iverson, the new age Westbrook. And like KG said, when they give you all that money, they then purposely try to turn you into the villain.
Nuances. You don't hear how, when you do get that bread, how they turn you to the villain. Bro, I really believe that the league has a system. You don't even know that. Every made or that was considered a max player had to pay 10% of his earnings back to the owner.
So for Ja, he had to deal with all the media scrutiny himself during the course of the 22-23 season. He had to take that heat from everybody. Fans, former players, sports analysts. The spotlight was on Ja Morant, and he was basically the biggest story of the season. And now he's about to get paid for it. He agreed to the 5-year rookie maximum extension last July before the season, and it's reportedly worth $197 million and worth up to $233 million. But a casual fan will look at it like, okay, why would he agree to this script? And then flash the gun and get suspended and lose all that money. Right. But my question to that is, all what money? 25 games at about, I think a little over $300,000 a game is $7 million from the already $33.5 million that he's projected to earn this upcoming season, which is the first time in his life that he's going to be seeing that type of money, all that money, like straight up like that. And then you can also factor in not even just the shoe deal and other endorsements, but all the money he's going to receive the next 4 years as well, and potentially throughout his career. Because look, he's 23 right now. So as long as he remains healthy, he'll certainly sign at least one more max contract before he retires. But yeah, that's how it goes. They get him young. Could it be a coincidence that Wemby was a Spurs fan as a child?
But listen, why? I mean, why would they want to put that on his jacket? Like, make him mess with the guns a couple times. He got caught a couple times, and like what kind? Why? How would that image? How would that situation and that benefit the NBA? I'm not. Y'all help me, because I'm trying to see. Like, why would they? Like, I don't know, man. It's interesting though. It's very interesting. Y'all comment below. Let me know what you think though.
Child, and now he plays for that team. Jokic too? I don't know. But let's talk about this Jalen Green situation. He's in deep, because they got him wearing nail polish, throwing up them Illuminati signs, and Scoot Henderson too. But no, that fruity ass video, that was definitely a humiliation ritual. 100%. And I wish I could unsee that shit.
They gonna start making
because
AI
I
basketball
saw it on
players.
accident. Because when I heard about it, I was like purposely avoiding it. I did not want to see it, but it was recommended after damn near every time you scroll past any TikTok video or YouTube Shorts, it was right there. So yeah, and then there's people that still try and justify this behavior. You know, if you dare make a video calling it out, you'll see all the comments. Well, not all of them, but a lot of people in the comments. They're like, "Oh, y'all reaching? Come on now, he's an athlete. He don't got nothing to do with that stuff." And I'm just like, really? What's the difference? An athlete gets paid big time dollars to perform, and it then gets broadcasted in front of millions. So yeah, of course they're going to be advertised and used to promote basically whatever the elites want you to see.
I mean, I don't know, y'all. It's all allegedly because you don't know what some of these athletes, they young, they might just be living their life and just, you may think they might have did some deal behind closed doors, or they might be trying to send some satanic message or whatever, like you said, or like he said, and they not. They just young, you know, these young, it's a different world now, man. Like I'm starting to learn things it's different, man. Like it's a different world right now. So it might not be nothing. It might not be a conspiracy or nothing. But then again, I don't know. I don't know.
It's 2023, man. So if you still sleep, you're just gonna stay asleep. You weren't meant to wake up. Cause honestly, the shit's right in front of all our faces. They ain't even trying to hide it no more for real. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Zion shit was a humiliation ritual as well. At this point, who knows? Another thing, they be using witchcraft to manipulate the games too. How do you think LeBron broke the scoring record with so much symbolism surrounding the number 38? Like, this shit goes deep. Y'all gotta pay attention and read between the lines, man. They put the truth in plain sight. But you know, this is all to keep us distracted, and basically they want you entertained. They want you preoccupied and bodied. You know, most people walking around in everyday life are fucking robots, incapable of forming their own opinion, and slaves to this badass matrix. That's why they're able to toy with y'all the way they do. That's why Katie and Harden can have quote unquote beef, but then be spotted at a club together not too long after. That's why LeBron can literally step over Draymond, and then Draymond could call him the B word, and nowadays we see they're seemingly the best of friends. Because it's all a script. Now, like I said in my previous NBA video, I don't know the extent of how far the manipulation stretches, because, you know, clearly there are certain coaches, players, and even GMs sometimes that get visibly frustrated throughout the season because of certain calls or unfairness, you know, things like that. So I'm not 100% sure, but what I do know is anyone signing a $200+ million deal, oh yeah, they're in on it, because they have too much value to not be controlled. That's why the storylines are primarily centered around the superstars. That's why it's always the star players getting injured. Why do you think Kawhi can't ever stay on the court? You know, he'd be in the Western Conference Finals every year. Why do you think Giannis, quote unquote, got injured right in the beginning of the playoffs this year? Come on.
But what is they controlling them to do? I mean, script the games and rig the games, but besides that, like, what is they controlling them to do? Like, I don't see like they making them become a bad image to the public or anything. Like what are they making them do? What they getting control to do? Just play? I don't know, play basketball and rig the games, right? I don't know. Y'all comment. Help me out. Let me know.
The Bucks could have easily won it all this year. Everybody know that. And then Dylan Brooks, he did that whole poke the bear shit. Now he getting 80 mil. You know, we didn't even know who he was before this year, for real. Come on now.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I got to say for now, man. We're approaching the 10-minute mark. I just want y'all to stay woke and, more importantly, stay blessed. And I'm out, man.
The storyline of that, though,
Hey, sports, man. It's all entertainment. Like, I believe it's all entertainment. So they just entertaining us, and they go do it how they want to do it. It's all about money at the end of the day. It's a money grab for somebody, some organization or something. So I believe it's definitely some rigging going on here and there. Not all the time, but here and there. Y'all comment, let me know what y'all think. I appreciate everybody who tapped in. It's your boy Thao. Make sure you like the video. I'll see y'all next time, man. Peace.
Fam over.